I think there's a delay. I'm pretty sure, but we're going live. Hi, y'all. Welcome to my coffee chat. Hey. My name is Carrie, and this is Booked for Romance. And yeah, I guess we could go around and introduce ourselves, but you should know us by now, right? Like, I feel like everybody who's
friends here.
Right?
We're all friends. We can talk about whatever.
We all hang out. But if you want to hang out and keep hanging out with the girls, I have them all linked down below. So fun times. But I feel like there might be a delay or something. It may. Okay, there we go. I'm starting to see everybody's names pop up and stuff. There we go.
Yeah.
Yay. Hi, guys. Sorry, there's a delay on my end. So I am so excited about this coffee chat tonight because we have so much to talk about. But we're going to talk about, I feel like there's some good book stuff going on this week. I feel like, man, there's things that are happening. And I'm kind of blown away. I'm just kind of but I kind of want to save. Chris is going to be a little bit late. So if you guys are wondering where Chris is at, she's going to be here. I have a faith. My girl is going to be here. She's just running a little bit late. But I feel like let's start off by talking about everybody's week. How is your week going? What do you guys, how's it been?
You go, Natasha.
I was going to tell you to go first because I don't have anything positive to say.
Oh, I have stories. I have things. Oh, come on. You know, I always have a ton of stuff to talk about.
Okay, go.
But to Bianca, we are really not going to talk too much about Bridgerton, book 4. So, you know, it's good that you're not done with it because we're not really going to talk about it.
Yeah.
I do feel that I need to apologize in advance to everyone in the Discord that we stopped at chapter 11. I have not read this book previous to this moment and did not realize that chapter 11 basically left you with like the biggest cliffhanger of all. So I apologize because I did not know. But now that I have finished the book, I feel like I was a really big a-hole by doing that. And I would like to apologize formally for everybody who is mad at me that we left at chapter 11. But we are not talking about that right now, but that's fine. It's fine.
It is what it is.
It is.
Yes.
It's okay. It's one of those days, you know. Oh, okay. So we're just going around talking about our week, Chris. Just making small chat so far.
Alicia has stories.
She has stories?
What?
Didn't you share?
Oh, I have many things that have happened. 2 things, but that both Christina and I did do this week is kill our kids' fish.
Oh, yeah.
So it is not book related in like any way, but we killed our kids' fish.
Yep.
So within like 48 hours of each other, we've killed our children's fish. And then today I went to the book house, Mableton. So if anybody follows me on Instagram, which I hope you all do, you can look in my stories and you can see some of the very cool, very interesting covers that I have found and some setbacks. And I was able to support a local small business, which was fantastic. And she is going to be putting together some kind of romance boxes, and I'll link them in my stories. So
that'll be fun.
Kind of support her locally. She has so much stuff. Like it was just, I was just could be there forever. I mean, like the old school Joanna Lindsay covers. Like, I had one that had side boob, and then another one that had a parrot and a jaguar. I was like, why is the jaguar not eating the parrot? Why? How is this possible? Like,
girl, I saw that. I was like looking around. Like, I would have been in there for hours. How long were you in there?
I was there for like 2 hours. And that, I mean, I could have stayed longer because I kept going like, I'm gonna go, and then like, oh, I didn't, and then I like got sidetracked, and then I didn't, and then I would take a picture, and someone would be like, oh, can you get that for me, and I'll mail it to me, and you know, then I ended up like becoming like a pack mule for a lot of people's books, which is fine. Anywho, but that was my two things is the fish and the bookstore. So if you're not following their book, The Book House Mableton, I would recommend them on Instagram. She's going to be doing a lot more stuff. I'm trying to push her because I feel like we all need to support our little indies right now. And
oh, for sure.
That's nice. Just a nice lady.
Oh, absolutely. A quick question for you guys. Do you guys have any happy feeling books for Vlogmas really fast?
I do. I just started. They're all supposed to be Christmas, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's what I was
that
getting ready
one's
to
so
grab.
good. I love that one.
I started this last night, Bianca.
Yep.
I would highly recommend it. I am using my Julia Quinn magnets as a bookmark. I'm in the Sarah McLean one, which is fantastic. So far,
good.
fantastic. And the Tessa Dare one was fantastic as well. So I have this for Christmas. And then what else? I have this, which I don't know if it's a feel-good book. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're doing that for the month read, right? The Ravishing Romance.
It's on Book of the Month too for $9.99 if anybody wants the hardcover.
So I skipped this month's Book of the Month. Did anyone else?
Oh, for the Ravished by Romance?
No, just like Book of the Month in general. Like
the box. The box.
I don't even have a subscription. Every month I go, I'm going to buy it, and then I'm like, I was going to buy the Addie LaRue, and then I was like, I'm going to wait and see if it's really good. I had a feeling it might not be as great as it was hyped up.
I know. I think it's awesome. I don't know. I'm so bummed. I didn't get a vintage. There was a cover that Jess got. I am so freaking jealous of that cover. It is an amazing cover. The Addie LaRue, she has the inside, and then you take off the sleeve, and on the inside is the two main characters in the books underneath the tree with the heart. It was so. If you try to eBay that, it's like $100 book now.
But have you read it or no?
No, I haven't read it yet. But every time I hear about it, it's like 4.5 and above.
A lot of people I know, I own it and still haven't read it. Like Tori from Novel Life and I were supposed to read it together like 2 weeks ago, and we both sucked at it, and neither one of us read it. And we're both like, oh, we suck at buddy reading. And so she's like, I'm on page 150 and I can't move on. And I'm like, I'm on page 10 and have gone nowhere with it. So
I feel like
go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Well, I just feel like this month's Book of the Month, I was just like,
Yeah.
I wasn't into it. So I actually skipped it this month, and I got that one from my library.
Yeah.
And Anna and I are
like a few months ago, but then when they, made their little not so good remarks over the summer, I kind of canceled my membership with them and haven't really decided if I'm willing to give them another try yet or not.
What kind of remarks did they make? I missed that.
I know, I missed it too. All I heard was about what was it? The other one, the book site
Book outlet.
Book outlet. That's the only one I heard.
Yeah, they just, they have people running their social media accounts that probably shouldn't be sharing their ideologies in the height of what is going on in America.
Right.
And if you're not about diversity, if you're not actively trying to be a diverse company, I think it says a lot about you. Right. So I'm kind of like, I don't know. I hear some people theirs Book of the Month wasn't as bad as some of these other vendors that have made their mistakes, but I just haven't decided if I'm willing to give them a try. But when the last couple of months I did have them, to be honest, I wasn't really wowed about the picks that they had.
Right. The books, the actual books.
That's why I haven't really been moved to buy one. I mean, this month we have the holidays, but that's been out for a while. So I was a little surprised that they didn't have something new that people weren't already privy to.
Right.
And then they have like one other book that I was looking at that I was like, all right, that seems pretty, decent. Let me see if I can pull it up for you guys.
Yeah, I agree. I skipped it too because it wasn't the best selection as well, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I would.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where if you're spending that type of money, you want to get books that at least one book that you're going to love. And then maybe one that's a maybe. You know what I mean? Like,
one that I thought was like, all right, it sounded a little decent.
Yeah, I was looking at that one too.
This Close to Okay by Lisa Ross Smith. That one sounded decent, and holidays. But I'm like, I have so many other books that I want to read that I know of that I just haven't had time to get to.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is really, really petty, but one thing I cannot stand about Book of the Month, and this is petty, and you guys can laugh at me.
It's okay.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Their books are sized so stupidly that they are awkward on my shelves.
That matters.
Pretty though. I like the little what is it? The little bee or whatever that's on top.
Oh, for the Book of the Month.
They're like larger than the regular book, and I'm like,
yeah, they're huge.
God.
Well, yeah. If you're trying to store a ton of books like myself, that would be a huge problem.
Yeah.
Because if they don't fit on my shelves, they don't stay unless I love them.
Just I don't know. It's petty, but
hey, it's valid. This is book check. This is valid. So, Chris, how's your week going, girl?
Crazy with work. So you guys know that I'm a nurse and I just got back in the field. And it's like scary, with everything going on. But I'm learning. It's a new position for me. It's home care, and I mean I love it. It's pediatrics, so I love kids. But it, right now is like it's such a scary time to be out there. But it's what I went to school for, so and I can't stay home forever.
Hey, we thank you because we need people like you. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Otherwise, who would, I didn't go to school for that. So could you imagine me trying to do that? I'd be like, oh my gosh. So thanks for doing that.
Yeah. I mean, I came in through the garage and, stripped down in the laundry. I'm in my robe right now because I just got in.
Oh my gosh. That's like the cutest robe. I got a sweater.
I was like, ooh, girl, I need to get that.
Yeah. I'm under here, ladies.
Who was it? The one that had all the bunnies, So so anyways, I agree, Bianca. Awkward sizes, not my thing.
Anna's a nurse too. Shout out to my girl Anna. She's an RN too. She does the same thing I do, home care.
So and then I don't think we asked Natasha, right? How was your
shout out all the stay-at-home moms too? All the stay-at-home moms. That's no joke. Listen, I was home for 9 months. My kids drove me fucking bonkers. Like bonkers. I worked more at home than I did going to work. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. My 3-year-old screamed at me all day today. Like literally all day. They call it the terrible twos, but it's not. It's the terrible threes. And it was from Ollie did something to they hurt me, and it wasn't real hurt. It was like she had to share something, or like about everything. My sandwich wasn't cut right. Like it was literally everything today. And I'm just like looking up, like I can make it till 6. I know I can. So yeah, thanks, Chris.
Got it, babe.
Well, and in California, aren't you guys like kind of under house arrest?
Yeah, in California, and you guys, just to let you guys know, there's fires out here. So that's how we're ending our year, with a bunch of fires swishing through. If you went to see Lacey's stories, yes, she's my neighbor. Again. And we are like dealing with ash everywhere. So like, of course, that's how we end the year you just have to chuckle about it, because of course, that's how California ends their year, is with fires everywhere. And it's just like, we should have known. Like the winds are picking up. Yep. That's how we end it.
Michi said, should I start reconsidering having kids? No.
No, girl. No.
The best thing that could ever happen to you. Ever.
The thing is when you're in the weeds, it's very easy to like, oh, I'm going through this right now and it's hard, but I would not trade one of them for anything.
And nothing. The perfect time. Because you know what? There is no perfect time to have kids. Everybody says, I want to wait till I'm at this point in my life. And then I want to accomplish this. And then after I accomplish this other thing, then maybe no. When it's meant to be, it's going to be. And sometimes, it's not planned and it happens. And it's the best thing that could ever happen to you.
Sorry, I'm like,
Alicia, preach.
No, that's me.
You take it over now.
I did not we didn't have no plan. We were married for 10 years before we, So, I mean, but I do think it's a great thing, and I wouldn't change it for the world, but I was also at a different point in my life.
Yeah.
34, 35. My husband was 35. We like owned a home. We had jobs. Like I could see if I was a lot younger and had a child, I'd feel a little bit differently about it. But I mean, everyone's got to do what they got to do. You make your own decisions.
And if you're not into having kids, that's okay too. Like I have a brother and sister-in-law and they don't have any kids, and that's all right too. So whatever you got to think what's good for you, because at the end of the day, you either want them or you don't, because you're raising those beans. And once you make that decision, you're committed.
Yeah, right.
So,
I think even if you don't want them, and then, because my situation was, I'm the oldest of 5. I really never wanted kids because I've been raising kids since I was 6 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, my mom worked 2 jobs, so it was just me raising the kids. And I was told, you know, I had some things happen in my past, and I was told that I would never be able to have children. Well, okay, my body always has to prove everybody wrong, and you know, one day I ended up pregnant. But you know, I always tell people my daughter came at just the right time. She literally saved my life. I mean, I was in such a dark place that I really, at that time in my life, I couldn't see a reason to live back then. And then when she came along, it's kind of like, oh crap. Now I got this little person that kind of depends on me. And, all right, well, I guess I'm good with it, you know?
Yeah.
And she, you know, and I just had one. That's all I ever wanted, you know, just this one. But
that's great.
She changed my whole world, you know? She's just, I thank God for her every day. So I wish I could find that doctor who told me I'd never be able to have kids and take my daughter and put her face in his face and be like, you said what?
Yeah. And that's why it's called practicing medicine, I'm sure.
God.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
God, you know, not to get religious, because whatever's in your fate is in your fate, and can't anybody say what your future is going to be. Look at Bianca. Bianca saying she was with her husband, engaged, living for 2 years and 2 months, and after they got married, they got pregnant after being told they couldn't have kids. Now she has 2 little ones.
See?
That's awesome. That's a really good story, Natasha, too. I mean, you definitely need to tell that story more often. That's awesome.
Well, I try not to tell it too often, because I don't know, I feel like it makes people feel uncomfortable, because I always get this one of 2 things, either this really sad pity stare, and like, don't feel sorry for me. You know, I'm not ashamed to say where I was at my life and what I had to work through to get where I am now. Or I get this awkward stare like, is she still like that? I don't know what to say. Oh, you can ask me questions. I can talk about it now, because I've grown from the situation, you know? So,
yeah.
And that's the whole stigma on mental health. I hate that people feel like they can't talk about what they're going through. I mean, that's the problem. People are in the dark by themselves, and they don't have any support. They don't have anybody to talk to.
And when we don't talk about those things, not realizing that the things that we go through and we've experienced, a lot of people have also experienced.
Absolutely.
And the fact that we don't talk about it because of the cliches and the taboo, you know, veil that's on a lot of those topics, keep us from realizing how many people are usually going through the same thing we're going through. And so people bottle it up, and you feel, you know, lonely. It takes you get into a certain place in your life to be able to talk about it.
Yeah. And I actually, like, a lot of people don't know this about me, but I majored in psychology. And one of the main things that they end up saying in psychology is it's really good to share your perspective, because not only do you get other people's perspective on the view, so you get mass knowledge about it, but you also get that kind of off your chest to explain to people what you've gone through. Maybe they can learn from what you have gone through as you're going through your journey. So it's like multiple things of why people, if you feel comfortable in sharing, actually really should. I mean, that's just from what I've learned. I'm not saying I'm an expert at any means whatsoever, but that is what I've learned through my studies anyway.
Dr. Phyllis, Perry.
No, I tell people, it's so funny because when I tell people I majored in psychology, the first thing they get really worried about is like, are you psychoanalyzing me right now? And I'm like, oh, no. Like, that's not how it works. Like, you can't be in like friends and be like, oh yeah, I'm psychoanalyzing you. No, that's not how it works at all. But yeah, it's really interesting. As soon as you tell people that, they kind of like, oh, really?
They get self-conscious.
I think they do. Absolutely. And it's just one of those things where it's just like, I went into psychology to figure out myself, but it helped me kind of figure out situations in general. So yeah, little snippet there. But anyways, did we talk about, Natasha, did we talk about your day yet? Or did we kind of like fly past
my week has just been extremely long. I've been teleworking. I've been working from home. So I get online Monday morning and I have no internet. So I had to call Verizon. They told me it's going to be a week before they can come out. So I had to go in the office every day this week. And being in the office has really just, accelerated my anxiety to the highest level. And I'm just mentally exhausted from life right now. I feel like people forgot how to drive, how to interact with each other. And I'm just like, what in the speed limit here was 65. I was going 80 and I'm still being honked at. And that's just pissing me off. So I'm in the car cussing people out. Like, who are you honking at?
Girl, did you not see my story on October where I got in a car accident? Just wanted to throw that out there. Like, nobody can drive right now. Nobody. Keep going though.
I'm the wrong one because I'm the one that will roll down the window and chase your ass up the road and cut you out. Don't do that.
Yes. I could totally see that happening.
You don't have a bat under your seat, do you, Natasha?
No,
not
pull over, Natasha. Like, don't do that. Like, I'm scared of people. You don't know who you're honking at. I feel like one of those horror movies where you honk at the wrong person and then they come murder you. Like, that is like my biggest fear.
Well, look, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna go down fighting.
That's right.
True. That is a good point.
I believe there's like a final destination, right? Like when you hit that number and that it's your turn.
That's
right.
True.
Like look at like Steve Irwin. Wasn't he like on a boat and got like speared by a flying fish or something? And it's like,
was that the one where he got stuck with a stingray?
Yes.
That was like, really strange.
When it's your time, it's your time.
Right.
Yeah.
Wherever it is, whatever you're doing, when the clock hits 0, you're done.
Okay.
And like, I totally feel that way.
Alicia's crazy. I'm gonna jump out of plane because tomorrow's not my day.
Like that's the thing.
We're gonna play Russian roulette at this time.
Who knows when your day really is? So whatever.
Okay, so I really wanted to answer this question. How old are all your children?
You go first, Carrie.
I got an 8, a 6, and a 3.
My daughter is 25.
My son is 7.
I have 15, 12, 7, 2, 1. No, I'm playing. 15, 12, 7, and 2. I have 4.
Yeah. I thought that was a cute little question. Yeah. Any questions you guys want to throw down there? We'll answer.
I want to Michi. I want to address her because she's putting herself out there right now. I think we should.
Wait, which one?
Right there. You lit it up.
Okay.
Yep. So she said she has clinical depression. It was a stigma for a long time. I don't think you should be uncomfortable about talking about it.
Yeah. And that's a hard one too, because a lot of people with depression, it was really hard with that because a lot of family members sometimes have a hard time addressing that, not realizing that, no, it's not hormones. It's actually a symptom. And I don't want to call it a disease as much as it is just something that I'm not
say it is a disease. It is a disease.
Yeah, no, it is a disease. Absolutely. I'm sorry.
No, you're right. It's hard to put into words because you don't want to.
I'm going to fumble over these words because I haven't been clinical in a really long time. But
it's the stigma that makes you want to call it a disease. But we have to accept that anxiety, depression.
But see, and this is what the problem is a disease sounds so bad. And it's like
bad,
it's one of those things where I don't want to make it to where it's something you struggle with. Absolutely. And I don't want to downplay it, but I don't want to make it like a negative thing as well. So
that's why we have to remove the stigma from it by actually talking about it.
Exactly.
Right now, Michi, and I know Bianca's talking about that she had a dark week. A lot of people are feeling the same way. I'll talk about me, for example. I've suffered from anxiety since my second daughter was born. I had postpartum depression. I had insomnia. I was on so much medication. I did good for a couple of years, came off, and then it'd come back in waves. I'd have months where I felt like, horrible. My anxiety. I thought I was having a heart attack. I would go to the ER. I couldn't breathe. I was shortness of breath. I was having heart palpitations. And you couldn't tell me that there wasn't something wrong with me. I literally felt like I was dying. Like, no, you understand my heart. Like, I feel like I'm going to have a heart attack.
Yeah.
I can't breathe. I would wake up in the middle of the night, like gasping for breath because we are so overwhelmed. Okay. Somebody posted something this week. When whoever invented the 40-hour work week didn't take into consideration cleaning the house, food shopping, taking care of the kids, cooking, running errands, paying bills. Like, people didn't take
because
that.
It was a man that created that, and women were at home taking care of all the other stuff.
Like, how did we get stuck with all those? Like, why? Where is like the division? Like, where's your side? Because I'm doing just as much as you in the work week.
Exactly. So now here we are as women working full time, going to school, taking care of our kids, paying the bills, cooking the meals, cleaning the house. So what's going to happen to our bodies? You go into an overdrive of adrenaline, right? That's what happened to me. I was diagnosed with BFS because the anxiety with the COVID and being a nurse and having it, I was freaking out. I went to a neurologist. I had CAT scan, MRI. I wanted to know what was wrong with me because I literally thought I had MS. I thought I had ALS. My whole body was twitching. Yeah. And it was just from so much adrenaline. People are depressed. They're stuck in the house. They can't see their families. They can't go out. Some people don't have family. Some people don't have friends.
So and I want to tell everybody out there, don't be afraid to take your health into your own hands. When I had my very first panic attack and I went to the ER, the nurses were super sweet. The doctor looked at me and said, well, you probably just can't breathe because you need to lose some weight.
Oh.
What?
You tell me you walked out of there immediately.
Well, no, because I thought I was having a heart attack. So I was.
So you were kind of stuck at that point.
But this happened right after I had my daughter. So I was really young and all I did was lay there and cry. And his words affected me so much. And at that same time was when I started having my issues related to what is now that I know my autoimmune condition. I didn't know it back then. So my whole life felt like it was spiraling out of control. The older I got, the more research I started doing on my own. And I stopped listening to these condescending doctors who are stuck in this one textbook that they went to school with for years. And I do my own research, and I'm not afraid to now tell a doctor, I don't agree with your diagnosis. That's not right. Can you please check this? And it was me standing up for myself that finally led to my diagnosis. I have Hashimoto's. So it's a thyroid condition. It affects my entire body. I'm exhausted all the time. I have high anxiety. When I was younger, I did have depression, but there are times when I just can't think straight. My head is fuzzy. I'm not clear. None of the doctors I went to would listen to me. They only tested one part instead of testing all these other things I should have been looking into. So please, everybody, do your research and take your health in your own hands. You don't have to go through this alone. There are many different doctors out there. You just need to find the right one.
And this is really interesting. I had PTSD and depression and anxiety. I had both retinas
during pregnancy.
Imagine taking taking care of newborns while kind. It's 4 years and still can't drive. It sucks losing much. But you know what? And that's a thing. It's like, I feel like during that time, especially during PTSD, I didn't realize it, but I had PTSD after having my children, but I didn't even realize I had it. And I went through it, not realizing I had it, but they were just like, oh, Carrie's just having her mood swings. But it was one of those things like, it's like people like to just put a chalk up to it. And it's like, it's actually something that women should be aware of. And, you know, because some women like myself, I didn't even know that there was something like that. And it's sad that we don't
Are you
talk
talking about postpartum depression or post-traumatic stress disorder?
Oh, postpartum depression. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
No, I had it too.
And
they're both debilitating either way.
Oh, for sure.
You know, one is from childbearing and hormones and all these new things, and the other one is from a bad event, you know, that happened in your life.
Yeah.
But wait, Crystal said Crystal was cursing. What's up, Crystal?
That was with Natasha. She was saying her doctor. Yeah.
I agree. I'm like, what did I say?
Yeah,
I'm really late on all these comments, so if they pop up later, it's because I'm late on it. But I was gonna go back.
Crystal, it's better now. Yeah, I finally found a doctor who took the time. My very first visit with this doctor was 2 hours long. He took the time to listen to me. I got to say everything I needed to say. He tested all of the numbers he needed to test. We finally figured out what was wrong. And when you finally figure out what's wrong, you can finally treat it appropriately. For me, I'll be on medication for the rest of my life, but now I'm on the right medication. And instead of just, you know, the general doctor saying, here, you have to take this drug. Well, it's 6 years and I'm not feeling any better. And this doctor is not covered by my insurance. I pay out of pocket for him, but
and I was going to just ask you,
he's worth every penny.
I mean, do you feel like there's a difference between men doctor and women doctors? I mean, and maybe this is really not correct of me, but I tend to lean towards women doctors because I feel like they'll understand what I'm going through, and I get kind of anxiety towards men doctors. I don't know. That could just be me, and that could be a weird thing, but I feel like I could relate to them because they've gone through it. I don't know.
No, my endocrinologist is a male. He's wonderful. Now, when it comes to my gynecologist, I feel like if you don't have a hoo-ha, you can't tell me about my hoo-ha. So therefore he is female. But
I have a male gynecologist and I love him.
You know, if my gynecologist was Idris, then hey, check it out. You know.
This book chat really verted real fast. I'm thinking that right now. Like, this is a book chat that just veered to doctor, right? Real quick.
No, but women are way easier to speak to than men. Like, if you have a question like about, you know, sex or, you know, you're more comfortable speaking to a woman than a guy, you know?
Yeah, agreed.
I agree. Like for my primary care, but when I was pregnant, I was like very much in denial that I was pregnant. So my sister goes to this practice. It's all very like holistic, and let's talk about your feelings being pregnant, and are we going to do a water birth and like all this stuff. And I was like, oh no. I was like, I want the oldest MFer you got in here who's delivered like 1 billion babies.
Oh my gosh.
Be 1,000,001.
I want that.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
Girl, I am there with you. I am there.
I want to get in. I want to get out.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about my feelings. I don't want to know anything about it. Like, so, you know, my sister would go and my sister and I were pregnant at the same time. So she would go and have these like 3-hour appointments where they would talk about.
You didn't look, did you?
What?
You didn't let your husband watch the baby be born, did you?
I had a C-section. So yeah, he was there.
Would have pushed. Would you have allowed him to look? I don't think so.
No, I was a no.
He would have wanted to.
No,
I think Elise would have been like, "Don't look down there."
Really? I mean, he saw like them take your like outsides in, you know, like your insides out, and then they like, you know. And at one point, I was like freaking out so badly. It's just totally like has nothing to do with books or anything. But I said like, I said, is it over? Is it over? And the doctor said, like, I'm just putting your insides back in.
Yeah, they take
and I was like,
completely outside of your
I was
body.
like, but they were out. So then I like started freaking out even more. But yeah, so I probably would have lived. But it's for like my actual birthing doctor, I was just like, I don't care. I was like, I want to talk as little as possible about this. I want to get in. I want to get out. And that's it. And so she would have these 3-hour appointments and I'd be like, oh yeah, I was in and out in 20 minutes. No, nothing. Perfect.
Yeah. No, I wasn't about looking. I didn't have a mirror, nothing.
After I had my daughter vaginally and after she was born, I felt like I had to push again. And I started to cuss out the doctor and I was telling him, you lied to me. There's another one in there.
There's another one in there.
And I was really young when I had my daughter. So, and he said, no, you have to deliver the placenta. And I said, the what? I said, what? He said, you have to push and deliver this thing. I said, you're lying. So I pushed and it came out. I said, now hold it up because I don't believe you.
What, like you thought?
I said,
it's the coolest thing. The placenta is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I think it's amazing.
I didn't know.
Okay, but did you like eat it? Because some people eat it.
I have mine in my freezer. You want me to get it?
Ah!
Yes, I have it in my freezer. Swear to God.
Why? Like,
isn't it because of like if you like need like they do freeze them because if you need like some sort of like medical things for them?
No.
Okay, sorry. Some people do freeze them for that purpose, right?
Oh no. Well, listen. So initially,
no, they do for stem cell, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. But, okay.
So I had a hard time breastfeeding. This is like we're way off book topic.
Yeah,
you guys are talking about anything. I know, let's poor Dana. Dana's like
to talk about this.
Dana popped in at a very interesting point.
Do I continue or do I stop?
2 minutes. Let's go so we can talk about the other stuff.
My opinion of our friendship is changing quickly, so I need for you to.
So initially, I was gonna have this company come and pick up my placenta and pill it because I did some research,
right? Because
that the placenta, like, okay, think about we're animals, right? Obviously. So animals in the wildlife actually eat their placenta, and there's science proven that the proteins and the different byproducts in the placenta actually boost your breast milk. Okay, there's a lot of hormones. There's a lot of hormones in the placenta. So I was gonna do it, but it was like a shitload of money, and I'm like, I'm not paying $800 for.
It's a lot of money.
So then I was like, my mom was in there. So when I was a baby, my dad took my placenta and planted a blueberry tree on top of it, right? So then I was like, it was just me, my mom, my husband, and we're in the room. My mom's like, do you want me to take your placenta? And I'm like, should we? He's like, I'll take it home. I'll put it in my freezer.
What did she put it in, like a Ziploc bag?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
My placenta. I have it in my freezer.
We're way off track.
My plan is to one day, probably this spring, plant a tree for my son in my front yard with the placenta underneath. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Like, look, poor Christy is like popping in from Alaska, and she's like, now I gotta put.
Do you guys want me to get it? I'll totally get it.
No. Let's leave it in the freezer.
It's still in the hospital bag. It's like a red hospital bag, I swear.
Well, thank goodness you're the nurse though, so you know how to like take care of those things. We're gonna call
thank
it.
Goodness nobody accidentally cooked that thinking it was steak or something.
I know, right?
It's in a hospital bag. Nobody's gonna touch it. It's in the back of the freezer, like in the back.
Okay, so let's get back to talking about this week and what has happened this week in the book community, because there has been a lot of stuff going on, and I don't know where I want to start first. I think I might want to start with Natasha's thing first. What do you think, Natasha? You want to start with the?
So this, I happened to jump on Twitter late afternoon, and I don't know how many of you, if you've heard of it, please put your comments down there. This chick named Deborah tried to tell Nora Roberts the ins and outs of publishing.
Oh, is that the one that she got told about herself?
Yes.
Nora Roberts was
like, I'm sorry, what? Because everything you're saying is not true. She told her about herself. I mean, this is Nora Roberts, queen. She pumps out 4 to 6 books under Nora Roberts a year. Then she has her whole other line from JD Robb. She basically got her ass handed to her on a silver platter. And it was hilarious because all of the authors are now just like, I mean, they were chuckling all afternoon about this chick. And I'm like, really? Nora Roberts? You do you not know that this is who you're talking to? Really? Like, are you really that naive? I don't know. Twitter is a great place for laughs. You just need to pick me up every now and then.
That's really interesting because I would be really scared to tell, Nora Roberts, like Dana said. Wait, hold on. Sorry, Dana. Like Dana said, like about publishing. Like, why would you even go down that road unless you wanted to like call yourself out? I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think people are just dumb. Like, put stupid shit on the internet. I mean, you know, I can't say anything as we're sitting here talking about, you know, Christina's placenta, but I mean, people are being...
No, but this is book chat. That's different. This is like women book chat. We are talking about our weeks and how they're going. That's different. We're not attacking anybody.
No, like, I feel like people can be very attacky on certain things, and I just feel like, you know, Nora Roberts, if you don't know who that is, you shouldn't be like commenting on her page, and you shouldn't even be talking about like romance or books or anything.
I mean, like she wouldn't know publishing. She's been in publishing probably longer than that chick's been alive.
She was probably like some young ass millennial. What's the before the millennials? Or no, the after the millennials. Like younger than a millennial.
Generation Y, Z, X,
who knows?
We're at the end of the alphabet now. I don't know.
I know, right?
Some generation extinct.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I just think it's really interesting to like try to tell Nora Roberts how to publish. I don't know. I don't think I'd have it. Even if, let's say the author did something, I don't know. I guess if she did it morally something wrong, I wouldn't mind throwing something out there, but I don't think just go randomly to be like, you didn't do this, or like call, I don't know. I don't know if I could do that
stupid girl selling arcs and like faking signatures.
Oh,
you deserve to get
to that. That's my next. You're ahead of me, Alicia. You're ahead of me. Like, we're getting to that. We are totally getting to that.
I just say, like, she deserves it. She deserves to get her bum called out. You know.
Okay. So since she kind of went into it. Okay.
Sorry.
So no, you're good. Well, that's perfect transition. So I don't know if you guys have heard the news, but Jess Owens did a really awesome, what would you say, like YouTube video about Sasha. Sasha, what I don't know what her last name is. She's a booktuber. Alsbury. I'm not sure. There you go. Thank you. And I know probably everybody has heard about it. If you haven't, please, there is a description down below. There's a link to Jess's awesome video about it. I absolutely adored her video. She nailed every point about it, but she talked about 3 things. One was Sasha moving, and it was her kind of moving, going out into England. She's moving from the US to England, and her kind of traveling around England when they're on lockdown. The second thing was of selling ARCs. And then the third thing was she was selling a Sarah J. Maas that was, everybody is saying it's a forged signature. I believe that maybe the author signed it with a pen first, and then she tried to go over in Sharpie. That's kind of what I think what happened. But yeah, give me your thoughts. That's kind of the rundown, guys. What do you think? Go ahead, Alicia, you go first, because you started it.
No, I just feel like you're so positive, Patty. Like, you're always supposed to be like, she didn't mean it, you know? Like,
she's an award-winning author. She's not going to go over her signature.
Go back. So she's going to turn to her assistant and be like, get this girl a new book. Like, come on.
Right,
you know?
Right.
Like,
yeah, no, I totally get that.
I just feel like the whole moral of that story is like, don't be an a-hole. Like, don't try to make money off of stuff that you get for free.
Right.
And don't be a jerk. Like, I don't really have any exciting tea on this one, Dana. I'm very sorry. It's just, I feel like it's a lesson in not to be an a-hole.
Yeah. I mean, people are just trying to make money I'm sorry, my personal opinion is if you were gifted an ARC, you should not be trying to sell it for any amount of money. The only way I could see taking money for an ARC, and this is just my personal opinion, is if I wanted to share that ARC with somebody who maybe lived overseas and I said, hey, can you help me out with the shipping cost? I'm gonna send you the book for free, but it's gonna cost $20 to ship it to you. Can you help me out? That's it. You should not be charging anybody for an ARC you received for free.
Right.
So an author hit me up. They're going to send me a book, right? An ARC. And she said, it's going to take a while to get because if you're not buying it from Amazon as like like an average everyday person, the authors, when they buy their own books in bulk, they pay like half, right? So like she told me like she didn't care. She told me it was like $4.50 that she has to pay for the book, but it's selling for like $9.99 on Amazon.
Right.
So they have to buy their own books in order to give you an ARC. You understand? So for you to then turn around and sell that book for $10, you're totally. Now it's not like the author just got a free copy of the book because it's her book. No. That book still had to be printed on paper.
Right.
Somebody had to edit it. Somebody had to print it. Somebody had to review it. So they had to pay for that.
Yeah.
And for you to turn around and sell it, it's messed up. It's like a slap in the face.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it was really interesting too, because if you guys saw the eBay, because I watched the whole film, her dog had chewed out some of those books. And it was just like, that was because one of the listings was for $40 and it was for 2 ARCs and a book that was chewed up by her dog. And I was just like, that to me is so shady. I'm going to throw out the word shady because here's the thing is I get second. I know that I get real down there. Right. Okay. So you know it's bad when I'm throwing those words out. But here's the thing though, is that I give out secondhand books all the time, right? I am not going to give out a secondhand book where a dog has chewed it up. Like I make sure my secondhand books look practically brand new. Christy knows, like I sent her secondhand books that actually look like new books where I'm not going to give out ones like make people pay for books that were like thrashed and then like throw 2 ARCs in. I don't know. I think that was not, I was not a fan of that whatsoever. Along with this, the signature was totally hot mess. Yes, I totally agree. Whoever said that.
Look at Dana's comment. Dana knows.
I know Dana knows more about this than
from the galley, so she has all the inside scoop. Preach, Dana. Talk about it. It is more expensive because, right, they're running fewer prints on the ARC instead of like a big assembly line of the finished product, which makes sense.
Which I feel like if she is such a higher author and a huge influencer in the book community, for me, she's supposed to be setting the example. I don't care what age she is. If she's 20 years old to 50, like if you have that much, if you have 10 people you influence, you should be setting the example.
So, okay, here's the question. These books are copyrighted, right?
Right.
Okay, and the ARCs are also copywritten, right?
I'm assuming so.
What is the punishment for that? I mean, is there some kind of do the authors have like an insurance? Like if you sell this book or whatever, we can come after you for like X amount. I'm like, what can she face? Can she face any type of backlash from the author directly? Like, and
they probably spend more money. They spend more money in legal fees and trying to get in and out of court to get something back.
But see, that's why I like Jess's
big author.
Well, yeah, and that's why I like Jess's video. Because she had mentioned, like, why aren't these authors calling her out? Like, the authors need to calm down and say, hey, like, that's not correct. And in the video, Sasha puts out, like, a so-called apology, but she never really, like, full out apologizes. She goes and says, like, I'm going to give back the money. But it's not, like, a true apology. And the video is great. The point of us talking about this is I want you to go see Jess Owens' video because it really sets the standard of if you're going to be any sort of influencer. I mean, you shouldn't sell ARCs, period, end of story. But like, if you're going to be any sort of influencer, you are setting the bar up here. Like your platform needs to be like, this is what I'm doing for the book community, because that's who you're influencing. So that's what I think personally.
Look at Awkward Annie. How do you feel about donating ARCs to a thrift store and the thrift store selling it? That's a good question.
So I actually
give my ARCs to a friend.
Yeah. Mine are mostly e-ARCs. Like, I feel like I get I get more I don't really get physical books, because I honestly didn't start like requesting any or being active in the book community until during COVID, where they're not selling or they're not sending really. I mean, if they are, I'm not getting them. Maybe I'm just not getting them. I mean, which is totally fine. But don't
printed ARCs now say that, hey, this you can't resell it. Don't printed ARCs say that inside the book?
Yes, it says it on the cover sometimes. Yeah, so but I do. I do like the way. Sorry, go ahead, Chris.
No, I'm sorry. I said that there has to be some kind of backlash, because I mean,
oh, for sure,
you're letting out an unpublished book, so somebody's art is basically being sold on the black market, right?
Right, right. I like what Tess said, though. Like, you could donate to prisons, community programs. I actually donate to an abused women's shelter. So these women won't they won't afford these books. So I have an abused women's shelter next to me where I donate my books to, but I don't get any ARCs, so I'm not cool like that. But if I ever am cool.
You are too cool.
I have to get an ARC. That's where
who used to work in a prison, you would think you'd be able to donate every book, but no. Yeah, they are thoroughly investigated subject-wise. Yeah.
They don't get no smut in jail.
I was gonna say, they are not getting my Pam Goodwin dark romance in jail, are they? They do not deserve that darkness.
Give them something boring to read, like cowboy romance. No, I'm playing.
They can have encyclopedia. They can have some mysteries. But yeah, no. I can tell y'all some stories about the prisons.
And this is my question, you guys, for Tess, is that is Sasha going to be blacklisted? Because now she's an author now. So she did Zenith and all that. So will she be blacklisted?
Nope, because someone's going to sell her stuff on the black market now.
I was getting ready to say, karma is a bitch.
So she needs to find another hobby, because the books ain't it, boo.
Yeah, for me, it makes me just super disappointed. You know,
it's not like she went with an author that's like not very pop. Like, it's Sarah Maas. Like, it legit looks like you forged her signature.
Yeah. That was bad. And then
anywhere in the book world,
advertising her not social distancing. I mean, I don't know if you guys heard or saw any of that, but like, I understand if you have to move. Like, there's people who have to move during this pandemic, but I don't think when you're advertising to such everybody of what you're doing, and you shouldn't even be going out. Like, that's just like bottom line. But like, you're showing everybody you're having a good time, and we're all stuck inside doing what we need to do. I mean, that to me is super wrong. Like, I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts?
I agree. And then she's getting blessed with all these books from all these companies that we would love to have.
Right?
Yeah. Well, we're all stuck at home doing the right thing.
Dana, I agree with Dana. Little free libraries are a great place to donate to.
Right. Yeah.
I want one. I want to put one in front of my house. I think you have to apply for one, though.
Yeah, why don't they make one and put it outside?
I'll have like a little plaque that say like number 427, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I think you do have to apply for them. So I need to look into that.
This is what I think is to help the little booktubers like myself, and I'm just throwing it out there. Get some of these bigger authors to, you know how they're helping like little bookstores, you know, make more sales. Why don't they go start interviewing with little book people like ourselves? And to like, you know, could you imagine if Sarah J. Maas came on my channel and we started talking about books, you know, like instead of going with the same people, venture out to other little booktubers. Just a
Because then
thought, you know.
eventually we're gonna be big booktubers too, boo. You gotta think.
You know what? I don't mind being little. Like I love everybody that I hang out with. So I feel like if you get too big, you might get a troll here or there, and I don't know how I'll handle that.
Oh God, you can't get a troll. No. You're gonna like, you would just start either ball, you would just start crying.
I would. I'd be crying.
Carrie's gonna get depression and post-traumatic stress disorder from having a troll.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Tell them, I don't think I'd handle troll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're don't anyone ever write
down there how you handle trolls.
If anybody writes anything about Carrie, we're coming after you. Me, Alicia, and Natasha.
Oh yeah, because we're the real bitches of this thing. Yeah, Natasha's with it all the time. She's got that bat under her couch right now. She's ready.
And I'm with my placenta, my frozen placenta.
Yeah, she's got a frozen placenta for you. Don't worry.
Oh, look at this, what Christy says, you guys. There's like a dozen, maybe less arcs of Beverly Jenkins' newest book on eBay right now. It's crazy. How are they not taking these down? eBay could like
I would kill to have an arc of Beverly Jenkins.
But how are they not taking these down? Like Queen Bee, like
that would be my most treasured possession.
I know. I'm not gonna lie, I probably
would
go buy one right now. I'll just be excited to have it. But I'm like,
there is something that I wanted to do real quick before. I know, I know a lot of people jump off in a little bit because it's almost 10 o'clock. But I did the little spinner wheel for Saturday's guest host. For everyone who requested, do we need like a drum roll? Again, the person's actually here, so I wanted to wait. I wanted to do it while they're here. Yay! So, are we ready?
Yeah. Sure. Okay. My battery's dying.
And whoever it is, please put a comment down below so I can highlight it up.
Okay, so ready? It is Annie!
Yay!
Yay! I did the random spinner. We had a bunch of people. We had 15 people who wanted it. So Annie, we will DM you, or I will DM you, and we're going to be on Carrie's channel on Saturday night at 9 to talk about the, Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. And then the next week, though, it's 8 o'clock. So, but this week it's 9, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Like,
next week is on my channel. And I have the lit flowers from Hawaii.
Oh, yeah. They're going to be...
We're like diehard Bridgerton fans. I wanted them because they're like so cute. They're so adorable. Like every time something comes out with Bridgerton, they're like crying and they're like next level fanatics. So I'm like...
They are. Well, we're setting the bar high. So Annie, you need to be like...
Be extra awkward, Annie. Be extra awkward.
No, it's going to be great. You're going to do so awesome. I cannot wait.
It's a fun time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody's ready to go. Just out of curiosity, who's finished?
I did.
I love this. I think this is my favorite one. This one might get the highest rating from me thus far.
I am enjoying it. I'm just tired after work and I can't focus on it.
Look at me and Alicia. We're like,
wait, what? What? Oh, but you guys finished it, so maybe the end sucks. Does it suck?
No, I'm not saying anything. Nope, you make your own choices.
Alicia.
Okay, but I know
I have nothing. I'm not gonna say anything.
But Christina, what chapter are you on?
I'll tell you right now, boo. Hold on, let me look.
Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, by then I hope so too. But I like my smallness. I do like it. I like that I have my crew. You guys out there, you're my crew. So
that's right.
I love it.
15. Okay, so you finished. So you've already read this. Okay, so this is not an after Wednesday spoiler, but can we talk about that kiss?
Oh wait. I don't know. I feel like would it,
Carrie, you have to say no. Say no, okay. Carrie. It's okay. You can say no.
Well, on Saturday, we're going to talk about that kiss on Saturday.
I have that on my list for Saturday. I have like a running list for Saturday because there were a lot of things I would like to discuss about
And we're gonna talk about Miss Whistledown.
Yes.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
I've got my shirt ready, you guys, and my coffee mug. I've got them ready. But if you guys have a question out there that you want us to ask during the live, throw it in there, because I feel like we kind of flounder for questions sometimes. Me, myself, not like the other hosts, but myself. Yeah. So if you guys have questions, either DM us, put it in the comments. Like if you read this like 500 times and you're like, let's talk about this, put it in there so we could make sure we pick it to you guys and do that. I don't want to miss it and be like, oh, like we should have talked about that.
So, I know Natasha wants to talk about the kiss.
I want to talk about the kiss.
Yeah, like without spoilers, of course. Throw down a question down there because two of our girls haven't finished yet. But
that kiss. I don't remember the kiss.
Wow.
Maybe you haven't gotten to it yet.
I'm pretty sure I must have, because they're already like
over it.
They on the next side of the level without me saying too much.
Oh, look at it. I love it. Like, Annie, I really like it.
Honky, but I mean, like, they should have done what they should have done by now.
Has he taken her flower?
What kiss?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I love it.
Has the flower been purchased?
Okay, I love Friends. I have all the seasons on DVD. I own them. I was channeling my inner Monica. That's where the reference came from, her flower.
Wait, wait a minute.
Lisa has a very good question. I'm going to write that one down because I just had this whole conversation with somebody the other day.
The books in
I
order.
had this whole conversation with someone today on Instagram really about this. Yep.
It's really interesting how I'm re-rating the first 3 books after reading this one. It's really interesting. Really? Yep. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to even say it. I've got some things. You guys are going to be like, you're crazy. But I've got some things.
So are you rating them better or worse?
Let's just say, no spoilers. I get it. I'm with you, Bianca. Let's just say I have different opinions now. I have different opinions, and
I always have the unpopular opinion too. Don't be worried. It's okay.
Oh no, that's okay.
No.
I'm good. No, I'm excited.
I'm going back, so this is not a spoiler.
Yeah,
I really liked book 1. I liked book 1. I like the drama. I like the fact that she did what she did when she shouldn't have done it, but I still like it because she did what I
probably had to do to get what she wanted.
If you tell me I'm not having something, you ain't. I'm gonna take it. I don't know. I liked her. I liked her.
You know what? After getting the author's take on it, it made me appreciate book 1 a little bit more. And I feel like if you have not seen the first live about what Julia Quinn said about book 1, you guys need to hop on that immediately, because I feel like everybody in the Discord or in Goodreads who rated that book so poorly because of that scene, I think would have a different opinion if they heard what Julia Quinn had to say. And I hold by that 100%.
Absolutely.
So
I agree.
Anyway, that's what I think. But I was, okay. Okay. So if question of the night, if you guys were in a burning building and had to leave with one book, what book would you save out of your place?
Oh man. I would save my Kindle.
Okay, that counts. That counts.
No.
That counts. I think that counts.
No. Well,
that count?
No, it don't count. Well, all the books you have. No, she said one book.
Okay, wait. You guys keep talking. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get my book.
All right,
I'm going to go get it. I don't even know why I didn't have
device that houses,
because that one device has how many books on? How many books you have on your Kindle? Go ahead, tell me, Natasha. Go ahead, tell me.
I don't know.
Well, thousands, probably hundreds.
I don't.
Yeah,
it's not my fault. There's a lot of free books on Amazon.
Yes, right. It's not her fault.
No,
it's Amazon.
Nope. You got to pick a book. Paper is gonna burn.
I want to do but before the end of the year, I want to do on one of our little chats, like a which book you didn't like this year, just because I like want to know if there was other books that I didn't like that other people didn't like too.
I like that one.
I feel like some of the books I didn't like, everyone's like, oh my God, that was amazing.
Yeah,
and I'm like, really? I hated this.
Yep, me too.
So
You guys look at this.
okay, what are we saving, Carrie?
Can I say my Kindle? That's cheating.
Test is cheating.
Kindle
I
does
believe
not
in
count.
test.
Okay, so
in test.
did you guys say your books?
No.
Okay.
We're waiting.
My husband bought me this for year one because apparently year one you buy your spouse paper, right? He got me a first edition of Pride and Prejudice. I'd run out with this in a heartbeat.
Sweet.
So yeah, he knew I loved books and he scoured for this one. It's got the gold edges to it.
Oh,
that's pretty.
So yeah, because everybody's like, you'll run out with Julie Quinn, right? And I'm like, nope, I need JQ in a heartbeat. not by choice. I'm not my girl. I love JQ. Like, if she was my second book, I'd be taking the one she signed. That would be number 2.
Yeah,
that'd be number 2 out.
Comfort.
Right? I should put them next to each other, make sure if that ever happens, I'd grab my kids, and then if I had time to come back, go grab those.
Yeah.
So, you guys, did you have anything
I don't think there's a book that I would reach for.
Yeah, I mean,
well, I take that back. I do have one. It's not a fiction book. It's my Hashimoto's thyroid Bible, basically. I would grab that just because it's got a lot of information in it that I found useful for me. So, but as far as my fiction books, I mean, I would just do what I do and go shopping and rebuy them with the insurance money from whoever set my house on fire.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
Yeah. I know. I feel like, because I do love books so much, and I love reading them, and I was talking about them, and I love, like, all of this, that I should have this amazing story like you, Carrie, with this, like, oh, this is my first edition. And I'm like, kind of like, well, if I got out, I could buy some new ones. Like, I'm just not a person that's attached to, like, things like that. So I'm just kind of like, well, that would suck. And then move on.
Right. But yeah, I wanted to throw it out there because I've got 2 more questions for you guys. Because I threw out like people who wanted to ask us questions, and yeah, so no books off the top of your guys' heads, though. Nothing that you were just like, I would be crushed if this was burnt.
I'm taking Asheron with me. I'm sure.
I was gonna say she's taking Asheron.
I'm taking my brooding, white-eyed male whore with me.
I like that one. I did like
one big book. What trilogy?
Absolutely. What trilogy?
What trilogy?
Collector's edition.
I would just try to like grab those like this and bounce. Yeah, I know. I couldn't leave SJ Mass either. That would be really tough. I know. My Court of Thorns and Roses. That would be heartbreak right there. Okay,
I still haven't read it.
Girl.
Me either, Alicia.
I know. Don't be mad. Don't hate. Okay.
I've read
no. Well, you know what we can do is another book club, because I'm not in enough of them.
Dude, you're in too many book clubs as it is. Like, you are not going to have any time for your family. Like, all you're doing is in book clubs.
You know what, though? This is legit. Okay, I might only read 10 books in a year, but in a month. Yeah, in a year too. Who knows?
Only 10.
Right. But here's the thing, though. I love gushing about the books after I read them. There's no fun in like reading a book and being like, no, I don't get to talk to anybody about this awesome book I just read, you know?
I know. And you're just a little enabler. You're like, buy Fable. It's the best.
Oh,
buy A Court of Thorns and Roses. It's the best.
That book? We are having a Fable discussion. I'm trying to get Jess to read it too. You guys can buddy read it together. I'll get on there and we will gush about Fable. You guys.
But what if I don't like it?
You will no.
All right,
I'm telling you, you'll like it. You will like it. Even though, okay, the steam is not there.
Look at this face. I love it.
But I'm trying to figure out what Fable is. Is it a children's book?
It's like a YA.
Yeah. It's a side thing. You know how fantasy is. Like, it's like a side plot to the main plot, you know? But it is good. It is some good stuff. You guys will love it. You'll love it. I'm telling you right now. Like, it might win book of the year. I don't know which one won, but it might win for YA book of the year. Just throwing that out there.
So maybe January, because my December is looking pretty full as far as that goes.
The end of January.
I keep hearing
the end of
Monte Cristo. That shit.
Oh, look at that. OMG, read it. There we go.
Okay,
yep.
okay.
Okay, so
Callie, okay, wait a minute. To go back to Callie for a second, she is, super adorable. I was her 1,000th follower. Yay!
Wait, what did I
was so happy.
Callie. Go
Callie. Oh, she's gone. Christina went away again. She's having
I'm looking for her, guys. Don't worry. I'm looking for her.
She'll be back. Fable. Somebody said they have Fable.
Let me see. I'm sorry. I'm totally behind in. Wait.
Oh, Fable. Yeah. So Christy wants to know what Fable's about. It's a YA with a very pretty cover.
It sounds like it's about a 12-year-old boy.
That's exactly why I see Christy and I are on the same level of like dark smut.
Yeah.
So
let me give you like a 2-second snippet of Fable, guys, because I can do that. I just am so excited about this book. This book is about a girl who gets like literally as soon as her mother passes away, her dad drops her off on an island. And you know what? She doesn't want, like, the author's not saying that it's pirates, but it's really like her pirate father, but it's like more of like a cutthroat merchant father drops her on this island, and she gets left on this island that's a cutthroat island. And she has to get off this island to try to, 1, confront her father, and 2, she's like, screw you, Dad. I want to be on your cutthroat merchant crew. And she just is like, she just is like, so good. I can't even like
is it
word.
Like Castaway?
I don't want to say too much because I'm like, I feel like the more I say, the more I give away. But yeah, I don't even want to tell you how. Yeah, so I'm not even saying anymore. She's trying to get off this cutthroat island and confront her father. Let's just say that. Like, I don't want to say too much. By the way, Dana, I read Sky in the Deep in one day and loved it too. It is so good. Like, I don't know, like with this author, because she's new, she's brand new. She came out 2 years ago, and Sky into the Deep was amazing as well. But I think for me, like she wrote book 2, and I did not read her second book, but I didn't hear great things about her second book. But Sky in the Deep was amazing as well. I totally agree.
I think I've read that one.
Is it YA again?
I think so.
Yeah, she primarily writes YA, and what's great about Fable is the second half ends as a cliffhanger is coming out in March. So in March.
Oh, really? I'm not even till March.
Well, yeah. So then you'll know what happens at the end, and it's only a duology. There's only 2.
All right. Well, I'm waiting till March. Somebody remind me about this one again in March, and I'll bring it back because I can't do that. It was like with that Jennifer Armentrout one. Like you had to read those 2 back to back because that second one came out, and I know how Carrie feels about that one. So.
You know what? I've been burned by JLA before. Okay. This is what happened with Jennifer Armentrout. I read her Wicked series, and then I went to her spinoff, and every year she'd leave me hanging every year. And then I went to, I read her White Hot Kiss, and then she did her other spinoff to that. And on those books, she left me hanging with the spinoff to that. And I'm just like, not again. No. I knew I was going to leave those books hanging. And I'm like, nope, I'm waiting until book 4 because I'm not going to be left hanging on that. Like, nope.
Sorry. I'm mad. I'm mad about that one because I did not realize that there was like such a cliffhanger on it. So I read it and I read the 2 and it is what it is. And they are like hours of my life I don't get back. But I do think the 3rd one, when it comes out, has a bomb-ass cover. Like, that cover is beautiful.
Amazing.
Okay, I need an explanation for that comment. Books on Stereo. One must never read Sarah J. Maas. Why?
He doesn't like S.J. Maas. And I don't know why. Charles, why don't you like SJ Mass. Like, I think, you know what? We're going to probably talk about this because Charles is going to co-host the paranormal. We're doing a paranormal read together, and he's got to tell me. I have not heard the story yet, but why he doesn't like SJ Mass.
Yeah,
but I feel like I was the unpopular opinion because like everyone's like, I loved Blood and Ash. I loved it, and that's great. I'm glad. I did not love it. It just wasn't for me. If I heard them talking about this guy's dimple like one more time, I was gonna just throw that book across the thing. And you know, it is what it is on that one. But I do think we need to do the unpopular opinion whole thing. I think that needs to be next coffee chat or next week or definitely before the end of the year.
Oh, we're having coffee chat every week. So guys, just like you guys know, I feel like I'm not speaking for the other girls, you know, because I know that they have things that they've got to do, but I'd like to make this like a weekly thing, either on my channel or Chris's. So we could just like hang out. So we can have our group, we can hang out, we can talk books or whatever.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Can you guys hear me? Okay,
yeah.
Because my reception is really bad and I can barely hear you guys. My computer died. So I'm gonna leave, but I just want to leave saying yes, next week will be on my channel. Think about different words to call penises. Everybody should have at least 20 different terms on how you're gonna name a penis.
Girl, it's too much.
I got it.
A lot of fun.
I got it.
That's gonna be on my channel. It's gonna be a little X-rated, but we're all gonna have a great time.
Only Chris. Only Chris.
You love that dirty dog. Stop it. But
I'll
leave you guys because I can barely hear you.
Yeah, no worries, girl. We'll talk next week. We're gonna wrap up here in like a few minutes anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's late. I gotta get up at like 4 a.m. So
yeah, no worries, girl. But I definitely want to tell Charles. Bye, Chris. I definitely want to tell Charles that I want to hear the story about SJM. So
yeah, I need to know.
Because our show is going to be, I think, next Friday the 11th. Okay, December 11th. I'm totally probably messing up that date, guys. So check me, DM me, whatever. But yeah, like I want the story of why he doesn't like SJM. I want to hear this. He is so funny. Seriously, if you guys.
I've only read one book by her, and don't throw spears at me. I mean, I wasn't wowed by it like everybody seems to be, but I don't know. Maybe I'm too old for her books. I don't know.
Which book did you read?
I haven't gone in.
The first one of the Court of whatever that series is.
Court of Roses and Thorns. Yeah.
Court of Thorns and Roses. That's one thing I do have to say about SJM is that I liked her second book in that series a heck of a lot better than I liked her first. So if you guys end up reading that series, I would definitely kick into the second book. See it. If you've read the second book and didn't like it, then you definitely won't like her. But if you give the second book a shot and you actually liked it, then you'll continue with the rest of the series, no problem.
I mean, I have the second one. I haven't had a time or interest to read it, but the same story over and over. Ooh.
I think when we do our like unpopular opinion one, we need to have a Dana. Because I think Dana's going to lay it down. And Dana's going to be like, this is what I think. Like, I've read everything that's been out this year because I read every book ever. My eyeballs will fall out with the amount that I read.
Yes. Dana is awesome.
Yeah, Dana will be like, I have read every book. And this one sucked. So I think our next one, Dana, I think you need to come on with us. And the fact that Tess did not finish A Court of Thorns and Roses. So I may not be in the minority here on this. Yeah. You know what?
This is what I honestly think though. You either love Sarah J. Maas or you hate her. There's no or not hate her, but dislike her books. There's no in between on that one. I that's what I think. Like there's no kind of liking her. I think.
I feel like I have to be in the mood for that, in the mood to get sucked into this world, but then I'm going to have to read 7 books. And I just don't know if I'm in the mood for that lately. Lately I want little trilogies. Yeah.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, you guys. I definitely need someone on my side because I feel like I've got 5 people or quite a few people don't like her, but she is good for the fact that her magic system and the way she wrote those worlds were incredible. I mean, the way she separated them out so you can know which see, and that's the thing, like I'm a fantasy reader, so I take it from the fantasy aspect where I liked the romance, but I liked how she had the different courts and how she separated them and the magic systems to them. I mean, a lot of that takes definite planning and definite like progression. I mean, and to simplify it so it's not confusing. So I definitely took a lot of that out of it. But yes. That's kind of what I loved about her. But then the romance, I mean, I guess she was kind of the official smut I read. So maybe that's always a special place in my heart. Who knows?
But is it really smutty? Like, how smutty are we talking here?
Okay.
Hey, Natasha! Because I need like the smut. Like, I need it down and dirty. I need the ropes. I need the chains. I need all that. If that's not happening for me, I'm just kind of like
ropes. I think if I remember, there was a slap, but it wasn't. No, there was a room full of people. No, it ain't.
It wasn't like a really like a good spanking.
It wasn't like,
wait, what are we talking about here? I'm sorry, I missed it. I'm reading the comments for how smutty S.J. Maas is.
Yeah,
you didn't read the second book yet, though. You've got to read the second book. The second book gets pretty dang smutty. I mean, back me up in the comments.
Okay, Alicia, look who's saying this.
Okay, but I'm telling you right now, there is a table scene that you're gonna just die. You're gonna just die, people.
This is a more than
one person. Is there more than one person having sex with someone else? Is there a throuple? Is there? Is there the use of toys? Because
I don't know. I mean, you guys think this is YA. Like,
there are no batteries.
There's obviously going to be a cap on it.
You are not selling this book to me right now.
Nope.
Okay, but it's really. I'm just telling you right now. You've got to at least try it. Like everybody's got to. Okay, back me up on this, you guys. You've got to at least try S.J. Maas at least once. She's so popular for a reason. Like.
I mean, I'm not opposed to trying it. I'm just not gonna like do it right now.
Oh yeah, save it to another time.
I'm gonna save it to like, and the fact there is no thruples. Oh, that makes me sad. See, I'm on fan with Dana. When Dana's like, "There's no sex in Crescent City." She read a chunky book for nothing. That is exactly how I would feel.
There's a lot of info dumping in that. Yeah, no.
I would just feel like, oh my God, I read this for nothing.
Yeah. But there supposedly her second book that she's writing, there's a ton. So supposedly, I don't know. I
need it right off the bat.
I don't know. I don't know. She likes to slow burn a little bit. I don't know.
A wing fetish? That's even a little crazy for me. And I read a lot of.
You'll understand once you read the book, though. Like you'll understand it. I get that. Yeah.
A wing fetish? I don't know. I've read books about a lot of weird fetishes, but a wing one? I don't know.
No, it's pretty. I actually liked it. I thought it was pretty cute. So, okay. I don't know. I bet cute's the wrong word. I don't know. I'm in the romance. I'm like the G-rated.
Alicia's asking for smut, and you're talking about it was really dang cute.
Yeah. No. I don't want dang cute.
It was sexy. I thought it was sexy. I don't know.
Oh God. Carrie.
I know. I'm so bad at this. You guys, I try so hard.
I will corrupt you. I promise.
Oh goodness. This is going to be interesting. We'll see how this goes. And Chris is on board. She did #corrupt Carrie. My mom goes on and sees this. Yeah. Like, what do you mean this #corrupt Carrie? I'm like, Mom, don't worry about it. You're good.
Which actually, like, if you do that, there's another picture of like John Kerry, and I was like. we are not making a political statement here. Like,
no.
We are not making.
Well, you get the word corrupt and a politician's name in the same sentence. What are you gonna get?
You're gonna get every hash. Yeah, right. It's just funny. I was like, oh, it's John Kerry. My husband was like, what are you doing? I was like, nothing. He doesn't look at my phone. Mom, I have a question for like a random question, and then I do have to go because I have. I want to go to bed
as well.
But does your husband follow you on Instagram, Carrie? And then does your daughter follow you, Natasha?
My daughter is so. Long story short, I birthed a hippie. My daughter does not do social media. I don't know where it came from. I birthed a hippie. She will hug some trees and lay and roll in the grass. She is not about that social media life. She sent me pictures to put on my social media when she painted her car as a mural to save the earth and make a statement. But yeah, no.
Okay.
By the way, Heather, thank you so much.
No.
Too much, Heather.
Yeah, my husband does follow me actually, just to make sure like everything's copacetic. He worries about me sometimes, so he's very sweet.
Now we know our limits, Alicia.
Right.
Yeah, like we know what we need to where we need to draw the line.
Well, no, I mean he doesn't, obviously he knows what I read, so he doesn't care about that so much, but he worries like when I started this, he was just worried about people being mean, like he wasn't sure, like you're putting yourself out there on social media and he wasn't sure how that was going to go. And I was like, I'm going to be fine. I'll be okay. But he worried about me. So I thought that was sweet. So.
Okay. Yeah. Because my husband does not want to follow me. My husband says like, I said to him, I started this book thing and like, I met all these great people and I'm doing this. And he's like, oh, you have like 5 followers? And I was like, no, I have a few more than that, but thank you. And then I said, do you want to follow me? And he said, no, like flat out no. He was like, I see you every day. I live with you. I don't need to follow you around on Instagram. He's like, I follow you in real life. And I was like, oh, okay. Thanks. So while you have a supportive husband, my husband's just like, whatever,
We'll see. Yeah, my feelings get hurt really easily. So you're a little more tougher than I am.
Oh yeah, I'm like whatever, y'all.
Well, anyways, hey, thanks, ladies, for coming on with me, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. So I guess it's going to be normally on Wednesday. I'll confirm the day with Chris, but normally on Wednesday, 6:00 Pacific Standard Time at 9:00 Eastern Standard Time. If you guys have questions or things you want to talk about for the week, DM any of us. We'll put the questions out there and we'll just book chat it up because at the end of the day, we all need an outlet. So we love you all, you guys, and we'll talk soon.
And
bye,
remember,
guys.
if you're in a dark place, reach out. You can talk to me. My DMs are always open. Okay. Love you guys.
Mine too. Bye, guys.